Uh-huh. Peace, peace, peace. What's poppin', my weebles? It's your boy, Sincere Seven, coming to you live and direct from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. The Pad, representing the House of Genesis. Well, man, a lot has happened. Oh yeah, hit me, inbox me menu. We got packages, we got sales going on, we got new products, all of that. So if you want the new menu, inbox me menu. So now that I said all that. Man, it was a very eventful week, I guess. It's the weekend. We just had Dally in the Alley here in Detroit. It was good to see a bunch of my weebles out there. You know what I'm saying? Some people I ain't seen ever in life, face to face. Got to meet a couple people from the book. You know what I'm saying? Some people that I quite often see when we out in the festivities in the city. You can expect to see certain individuals. You know they're gonna be there. You know, so this was a dope little weekend and whatnot. You know, my personal daily vibration is a 7 today. So for me, it's just kind of, you know, sitting back, taking time for self, just being a little introspective. You know, just kind of taking some time for self. And it's funny because that wasn't even really the plan, but it was like when I woke up, life just kind of went like that. Like, nope, nobody's around. You're getting your flow, getting your zone. Focus on you. I'd be so moving around and all of that. So it felt good. So check it. That's what brings me to today's topic. I'm chilling today. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. I'm posting and I'm scrolling. And I ran across a post from an individual that basically was speaking about being a parent of a special needs child and how this parent kind of feels, you know, overwhelmed at times and it gets heavy, but they don't want to leave their child anywhere with anybody because their child is nonverbal. And I was reading it and I was like, oh, wow. You know, because I know that feeling. Like I have 4 daughters, 3 sons. And so, you know, when my youth was coming up, that was always a discussion, you know, about can they go here or can they go there? Like, nah, not yet. You know, I need my babies to be able to talk to me when they get back from anywhere, you know, type of. And so me not ever thinking that deep or having that understanding that some people with special needs children, they don't. They're nonverbal. They don't grow into an age where, okay, now they can communicate. And so what do those individuals do, you know, for those of us whose children age into being able to be verbal? You know, we have to sacrifice a couple years, you know what I'm saying, before we can get out there and do things, right? But for them, what do? And, you know, reading her post, it caught me emotionally where I got to thinking about it. And so basically I went to respond to the individual, you know, like, because I'm reading what she's saying. This is my problem. This is an issue. This is what I'm going through. And so when I went in there to respond, there were quite a few other comments. And so I basically said in there that idea that I invite her to think about was to get another cell phone or a camera that can be set up at the place where they're at. And so that you can put that phone on camera, like camera call, and that boom, you're on camera and you leave that phone in the room with your child or at the house with your child, with whoever they're at. So at that point, you can always be on the phone, looking at the phone, looking at your child. Or if you just get an outside camera and set up the camera that you hook to your phone, so that way you can always look at your child and even hear what's going on there. And I said that any individual that any individual that wants to help you and you tell them, okay, they telling you, oh yeah, you can bring your child over here, tell them, all right, cool, I'm gonna set this camera up and I'll be able to see them. And if they should not be offended. If they really understand what you're going through, they won't be offended. And I'll also put, and if those people are offended by that request, you know what to do with that relationship immediately. You know what I'm saying? Don't get offended because I care about my child. I tell people in my family, hey, don't set my child on your lap. My daughters is never going to be sitting on your lap. And that's a cool situation. And so my father, one time, picked up one of my daughters and put him on his lap. And we said the same thing to him. And he kind of caught a little like what? Like, why, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, my daughters don't sit on no man's lap. You know what I'm saying? Too much shit out here. And he had caught himself, for a second catching a little attitude. I'm like, bro, I don't care who it is, and I'm not finna pick and choose. And if you have an issue with that, that's on you. And he got to understand, like, yeah, you right, because he had forgot that, motherfucker, you the one that taught me that. You had daughters. You told motherfuckers don't sit. I remember you telling the dude, I was seeing my sister sit on his lap, and he was like, man, get my daughter off your lap. Don't know, my daughter's on sit. So it's like, so how you? And it's like, all right, you right. It's like, don't. So if a person's getting offended, then that's not your people anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because we're talking about your children here. We ain't talking about you. We're talking about our children, So the point in that is that once I posted that, I was kind of interested in what type of help, this is where I'm going, that other people were offering, okay? And I read comments that said things like, if somebody's offering you help, you need to take it. That burnout is not to be taken lightly or something like that. And if you want, you can lead them here. And I get what you're saying, but you got to take some time for yourself because that's important, and you don't want to. And I'm looking at it and I'm reading and I'm thinking to myself, y'all telling her shit she already know. You telling her she needs a break. She came on and said that. You telling her she can leave her children in places. She's telling you she already has that option. And it just made me think about how quick we are to respond as a people. But are we really offering help, or are we just responding? And that's what the message is today. Are you really helping? Think about individuals that you want to help. How did you come into deciding that they needed help? Because what I see a lot and what I notice a lot is that people would decide upon themselves that somebody else needs help. We call that oppression trap triangle. They're trying to be a victor. They're trying to save somebody. And if they were to talk to that person doesn't feel like they need to be saved. And so a lot of times when people are speaking out and are actually asking for help, actually requesting ideas, or, people are saying things that are not assisting them, are not helping them. And it's like, all right, maybe it came from a good place. I'm not saying, oh man, these people need to just shut up. They just wasting time. Nah, I'm not saying that. But I do think that we need to think a little bit deeper before we respond and understand that the best way to help somebody is to listen to them. That's the first step in helping somebody, is to listen to them. And a lot of people are listening to the situations. They're listening to their thoughts about the situations. They're listening to their feelings about other people's situations. They're not listening to the people. The people will tell you the entire situation that they're going through and what they feel like they need, what they feel like, what they want. And then people will respond with some shit that has absolutely nothing to do with providing them with what they want, what they need, or what they asked for. She said, I'm being overwhelmed being a parent of a special needs child, and I need some time away, but I'm not leaving my child anywhere because my child is nonverbal. This is letting you know she has issues with being comfortable with her nonverbal child being somewhere where she's not able to witness, to see, to protect, and to feel comfortable. So how is telling that individual, well, you really need some time, so go ahead and take some time anyway. Oh, well, go ahead and get away. Well, don't think about that because that's going to just make you not get, come on, they're not helping her. When a person tells you where their limit at, where their feelings are at, where their emotions at, and why they will or won't. And they're asking for help. They're not asking you to convince them to do what they just told you they wouldn't do. They're not asking you to give them advice that tells them to do what they just told you they're not willing to do. And they're not looking for you to just talk to them and say things like, oh, I know that's right. I can understand how you feel. That was kind of annoying me. I was seeing people in there saying, I can understand how you feel. And yeah, I can see. And I was like, well, why? I don't know. Maybe some people like that. If I am coming out and I'm saying, I'm having a situation, I broke my arm and I can't, but y'all know I don't have heat and I chop firewood every day. And so since my arm broke, I can't chop firewood, I need some help. And then somebody come on and say, yeah, I've had a broke arm before. I know how that feels. Well, thank you for relating to me, I guess. That didn't help me. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's not giving me what I'm asking for, what I'm requiring, or what I'm requesting is really just you all enjoying yourselves on that person's post. And I'd be so confused at how people do that at posts that are so intimate. I think that it's a very challenging thing for an individual to admit something like that on social media. And I don't think that they're just looking for people to come and get them like a sympathy quote. You know what I'm saying? I think they're really looking for some type of assistance, some type of help, some type of ideas, some type of place that can assist them. Like if you got that, those are the people who should be talking. You know what I'm saying? Because are we really helping if not? Because if I am saying something like that, I'm literally reaching out and I want some help and I want some assistance and I want some ideas. And then I set my phone down and they go ding. Oh shit, somebody responded to that. Yeah, I feel you, me too. Okay, ding. Oh man, forget how you feel. Just ding. I don't know about y'all, but if that was me, I'm literally catching the attitude with every single one of y'all who's saying some shit that don't need to be said. Like, what was the point? How are you helping me by saying these things? And it's like, this is why we have a village, a society of people who are in everybody's business, who knows everybody's feelings, emotions, this and that, but is offering no help, offering no assistance. Then these people go on and be like, oh, I've had it, I can't take it no more, and I'm about to, and then people start posting, oh, somebody go check on them, somebody call their family. Yo, somebody stay off their shit unless you're willing to assist them, unless you're willing to help them. It's a very hard thing for people in our community to ask for help. If you're not responding to actually provide that, leave it alone. Because anything you do outside of that is not helping. I had a partner of mine who basically was a teacher of me in the financial realms and different things. And one day a situation went down and I was like, man, I'm about to. He was like, all right, that's what's up, partner. So is that going to help the situation? I said, nah. He said, why are you going to do it? And I was like, I'm frustrated. I'm mad. I'm this, that, and all this. And I'm saying all this shit. He said, okay, so I'm asking you again. So is doing that going to fix the situation? No. He said, if it don't help the situation, don't do it. Because you're just creating another situation. That's how I feel about people responding when people are looking for assistance and help and they're responding with none of that. Like, if it's not helping, don't say nothing. Because it's just going to make another situation. Now they're freaking aggravated with everybody telling them, oh, just take a break anyway. Just drop your baby off. Just bring them over here. Like, motherfuckers, did you hear what I said? Like, you're not listening to me. For me, that is my pet peeve. So maybe I take that a little bit more than other people. But for me, like when I'm telling you what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, how I'm seeing the situation, and then your response basically just told me, I didn't listen to shit you just said. Here's how I think about how you should feel about this. That shit is annoying. Like, dog, did you just listen to hear what I said? That's the thing. Are you really helping? The first part of helping somebody is to listen to them. If you do not have the capacity to listen to them, not listen to respond, but to hear them and where they're coming from, then don't Just don't. Just don't. Leave them alone. Don't ask them shit. Don't provide shit. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just gonna aggravate a person like me. Some people sit, oh, well, yeah, okay. Well, maybe, yeah, but I did say, no, I'm starting with that. I already said that. You didn't listen. So now I don't have to give you like this type of, no, I said that already. I'm not dropping my child off nowhere, you know what I'm saying, where I can't see and hear him, where I can't feel safe, And that reminds me of so many different situations where you'll hear a person say they're doing something to help another person. But if you talk to the person that they doing it for, that person did not request what that people is doing. And sometimes it's making it offensive. Sometimes it's making them feel like charity. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes making them feel little like, fuck who I am. You just gonna do what you want to do without asking me. Like I'm not important in my own story. We need to learn to listen more effectively, y'all. A lot of people be with this, yeah, me too, yeah, my intuition, yeah. It's like they just be responding when people be talking to them, and I be watching this shit like, you ain't hear nothing that person just said. I know, right? Yeah, me too. I be feeling this. Yeah. Uh-huh. So for me, like, why are you telling them for you? Like, listen to what I be listening, I be watching shit. I don't, I know how to attentively listen and then respond. So that's not my business, but I be looking at this conversation. I be looking at both people. I be looking at the other person like, I wonder how this person is taking the person that they talking to. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that we need to do a lot more attentive listening. Like we need to pay more attention because most of us want it, right? How do you feel when you're trying to have a conversation and somebody's cutting you off to join the conversation with you? How does that make you feel? Like we having a conversation, you could have let me finish, and then when I was finished, you could have. It's like we're not having a conversation. We're just having a dialogue. We're just throwing words back and forth, which really don't get anywhere, right? P7 was just thinking about you. I was thinking about you too. That's funny how that works, huh? I was thinking about you too. Yo. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to kick it and talk about and teach. And it was literally, I was scrolling and I seen that and my heart went out. I was like, damn, that's gotta feel annoying as shit. Cause I don't know how she felt about my response and what I said. But for me, when I looked through all of the responses, I was the only individual that actually offered, whether she takes the advice, agrees with the advice, is like something that she can do or was willing to. I was the only one who actually offered some type of advice to an individual who was saying, this is what I'm going through. And that was what made me go, damn, all these comments in here. I was trying to see what other people were saying. I have friends with, you know what I'm saying, children with special needs and things like this. So I'm like, damn, I wonder if they feel like that and go through that. And what do other people do? What do other people offer? What do other people? And so once I said what I said, I was looking to see the rest of, and there was none. There was none. And then I was like, wow, all these people commenting just to comment. Like, I don't understand. So I don't even know the woman. Like, I don't think I even know her personally. We just Facebook friends, I think. I only commented because I had an idea. Because that's how I am. When I leave, I'll put the camera on, have my babies, I'll set the phone, I'll call it on camera and set the phone on the windowsill, boom, in the room. I'm seeing them do whatever. I got the phone, wherever I go, I'm right there. You know what I'm saying? If I tell somebody, hey, stay at the house with the babies, I'm still watching them myself. I'm still watching the room. I'm still, right? I've had the little cameras that you can get. I think it's Vyze, VYZE, something like that. And you can set them up and you have to have Wi-Fi in the home. But if you set them up to the Wi-Fi and plug them up, the cameras run continuously, always, right? So that way, boom, you can pull it out, hit the app, open it up, boom, you looking dead at your children, you can look at everybody in the house. You can put cameras through the whole house and link them all to the same app. You can do however many you want. So look, whatever, like you're gonna be in the kitchen with my baby, in the living room, and in this room in the bathroom. All right, we ain't gonna put no kitchen camera in the bathroom. So we'll put cameras up all through here. Anywhere my child's at, there's a camera at. There's no reason for my child ever to be out of camera. Boom, I can go where I want, go to the park, sit down, smoke a blunt, pull out, check on my child. Boom, go, take a walk on the river walk. You know what I'm saying? Get that time alone, get your mind right. Boom, check on your child, and then go back, pick them up. Boom, you set it up to where, okay, I'm cool with that. Do you mind now? I can lean in a little bit more with you. You mind doing this once a week? You know, boom. You might now even the thought of child care and all this that you weren't with. Now you have an idea of how you could pull that off. That's why I thought I'll say something. I feel like this is what I have done. I've witnessed others, and so this might help you. Boom. That's the only reason I responded. I did feel when I read it some type of way, like intimately and emotionally, like, damn. But I'm not going to jump on and go, damn, I feel you. That shit hit me emotionally, you know? I hope you find something. Like, keep that shit to you. I don't feel like that would have been something that would have been taken. Like, oh, yeah, thanks for telling me that, you know? So that's it. That's all I really want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Are you really helping? You know? Is that what the person needs? Is that what the person wants? You know, have you tapped in? Have you had that conversation with them? If you about to tap in or offer somebody or respond to somebody saying they went through, they're going through and they need, are you responding just to respond or do you actually have something to help them with? You know, but with that being said, tell somebody you love them in the language that they can understand it in, like listening to them. Peace.